We're making one of my favorite healthy desserts or snacks to have on hand. So I am just slicing my apple from the core down into thin slices about this thick, as you can see. So we are just going to continue to do that until our apple is fully sliced. And then you will see what I do next for the next step once I'm done slicing these. Okay, that should be good. So I'm going to take each piece, and you can see that some of these pieces have the core in the center, like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a bottle cap. I just took this off of my sparkling water, and I'm going to press down into the apple to remove that center core piece. So this should pop right out like that. So then you have your apple slice with no core in the center. So I'm going to take a tray here and just set each one of my apple slices onto the tray, and I will repeat that with each apple. So we are removing the core and then placing it onto our baking sheet. Another one here. You do have to kind of press down a little bit hard to get it out, but then it should come out pretty easily. So I'll also just remove this little. So taking this piece and also adding it to my tray. So there are some slices that don't have the core, but we are still going to cut out the center. You'll see why here in a minute. Just wait till you see the final result of these healthy apple sweet snack. So we're removing the core from each apple, or just the center if there's no core. And just wait till you see the final result of this apple dessert. So it's okay if they're not sliced perfectly, but we are just going to take the center out of each one and place it onto our sheet. So we have all of our apples here that have been cored and also had the center removed. So I am going to set these aside, and I'm going to take some chocolate chips here. I added a little bit of coconut oil, and I'm going to place these in the microwave for 30 seconds and then stir, and then place them back in the microwave for another 15 to 30 seconds until they are fully melted, and then just wait for the next step. Okay, so our chocolate is fully melted, and we are going to grab our apple slices, and we are just going to take each one and dip it into our melted chocolate. These are going to be so good. And you can kind of just wipe off the excess here. It gets a little bit messy, but that's okay. The end result is worth it. So we will take each slice and just dip it right into our melted chocolate. Make sure it's nice and coated. And then, like I said, you can kind of wipe off the excess on the side of the bowl. And then you'll place it back onto the parchment paper. So we will repeat this with each apple slice, and then we will have one final step, which is my favorite part. So a couple more slices here. We are dipping into this melted chocolate. The first time I made these, I thought chocolate and apples were a little bit of a weird combination, but just trust me on these, especially once we do this next final step. These are delicious. Last one here. We're running a little bit low on chocolate, but I think we're gonna make it. For this next final step, after we finish coating these in chocolate, you can really customize and do it however you want and add whatever you want. So I think that this is the most fun step after the chocolate. So just wait and see here. Okay, so our apples are all coated in our chocolate. So this next step is really customizable, which I love. You can kind of add whatever you like. But I went ahead and sliced up some peanuts here. So on half of them, I'm going to add these crushed peanuts. These are gonna be so good. So I call these apple donuts. Even though, yes, they're made from apples, so they're not quite a real donut, but they are so good and they kind of look like donuts. So I like to call them my healthy apple donuts. So I'm gonna add peanuts on this one, and then you can really kind of add whatever toppings you like I said. So you could do sprinkles, you could do some shredded coconut. I'm using these natural sprinkles here. So I'm gonna add these right on top. I think these are so pretty and fun. But like I said, you can add any kind of toppings you want. A peanut butter drizzle would be really good. Any kind of sprinkles. Walnuts would be delicious. Coconut. You can really get creative. And I feel like this would also be fun to make with your kids or grandkids, or if you're babysitting. It's just kind of a fun activity. And I feel like they turn out so cute. So I am gonna go ahead and stick these in the freezer for not too long, maybe like 10, 15, 20 minutes, just until the chocolate has fully hardened, and then that's it, and we will dig in. All right, so our apple donuts were in the freezer for about 15-ish minutes, I think, and the chocolate is fully hardened, so they should come right off of that parchment paper. Look at how cute these are. They are so good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take each one of these. Here's one with our peanuts on them. And I'm just gonna place them on a plate to serve them up. These are the perfect healthy snack, treat. Especially if you use dark chocolate, they are even healthier. But even if you use some good quality milk chocolate, these are still gonna be a healthy snack. So look at how good they look. And I am going to slice one of these open. So I'll just place it back on here. So I want to show you guys the inside. Look at how good that looks with our crisp apple, that melted chocolate, and our natural sprinkles. These are definitely a treat you want to try.